do a 2.0. Let's talk deeper. Part of taking steroids would come down to where do you get it from? Different types of compounds. So let's go part 2. What compounds did I take? Intramuscular injections is a really common way of peripheral answer. What do I do now? Welcome back to the Patient Man. I just thought the last one I did was a really good one about steroids and seemed to be quite popular. So let's do a 2.0. Let's talk deeper whilst I have a workout because I want to feel two things at once. Let's get a bit deeper. Let's talk a bit more about all sorts of things. Let's go. All right. So I guess the first question or the first part of taking steroids would come down to where do you get it from? Now, I've got some stories for you guys. I could spend hours on this, but you get them from non-reputable sources. Unfortunately, I wasn't, if you ever hear anyone say, you know, I get my gear from the doctor and all this stuff. Yeah, good. If you do, lucky. Most of the stuff, even that comes from them, will come from a mate who's probably got it made somewhere else. So it's a really hard one. It's just an underground thing. And some of the sources I used to buy things off, ooh, wow, I wouldn't do it again. But anyway, you do these things when you got to do. So most of the stuff for me was underground. The dosages on the labels were only fingers crossed that they were right. And it sort of takes advantage of people being so driven they'll do whatever they've got to do to get the outcome. So that's part one, is availability and where you get it from. I remember just before a competition, I wanted to lose a bit more fat, and I had some lovely man in the gym who I had no idea who he was say to me, I've got the stuff that'll work. And I was like, let's go. And he gave it to me in a black plastic bottle, no labels, no nothing. It was capped itself. And I didn't even question it. Straight in. And I took it that day, I remember. Cardio early in the morning and went for a walk. My wife didn't come this day, or my girlfriend back then she was. And I remember getting home and I looked at my wife or girlfriend and said, man, that was the best stuff. And my pupils were just like, so I could only imagine what was in it. It probably wasn't what he said it was, but it took weight off me. So there you go. Part one, availability. Also with that, different types of compounds. So let's go part 2. What compounds did I take? Can you take? It's kind of never ending. But in my time, testosterone, obviously. There was Deca. There's Trenbolone. So Trenbolone, probably one of the most, probably one of the strongest ones and very influential. A lot of strength, a lot of growth out of it. Side effects here nor there, no more than anyone else or anything else. A lot of people say Trenbolone, you know, makes you lose your shit and, you know, you get aggressive and this and that. I never experienced that. Now, with steroids and steroid use, everyone has this deep, has their own personal opinion on, you know, people who, you know, when you take steroids, you're going to get angry, you're going to lose your shit. And all I can say is it just heightens what you are. So if you're a naturally angry person, you're going to be quite angry. If you're a happy sort of person, You'll have a little bits of, you'll be a little bit more wound up, but it just elevates who you are as a person. I took insulin. I'm proud of that one. I took thyroid medication, T3 to T4. I took that stuff I said in the black bottle. Still don't know what that, probably methamphetamine. I took clenbuterol, albuterol, all the buterols. I took, what are they called? Dianabol. I took Anadrol. So these are all things, these are all compounds that are very strong and quite, they can do a lot of damage. They can do a lot of damage to you. So that's part two. Part two of this is compounds I have used. And I mean, in the testosterone, you got, your cypionates, your ester-based stuff. So you got like your props, you got your cypionates, you got your sus-250, which is your combination of all three. So you sort of you got your durational stuff. What else have I done? Shit, no, that's about it. So that's part two. Part two. Next one, we'll talk about how we get the steroids in. Now, most people would know this, but not everyone does. Intramuscular injections is a really common way of taking steroids. It is a very intrusive, very risky game to play. This is not a tutorial on how to take steroids because I'm not encouraging it at all, but I'm just giving you a breakdown of the process if anyone's curious, because some people don't know about it. Now, sites, people, you need intramuscular, so it's a muscle of any sort. Preferably a muscle that moves a lot, so a high traffic muscle like a glute or a quad, where you're getting a lot of stimulation and a lot of blood flow, so it moves through your system. Also gives it more volume of the muscle, more cross-sectional. Some people will jab it anywhere. So you can do your shoulders, you can do your quads. I've done my calves once, and I have never walked so weird in my life. The pain was astronomical, so I would never suggest that. People that have done traps, be very careful. You've got a lot of nerves in there. I would get, sometimes my wife, when I'm having breakfast, my wife would do my lats. I've done biceps once, triceps once. I had a guy I knew, here he goes, this is all that, you want to be pretty and look good and all this. I had a guy once who did his triceps and he hit it and he went to go aspirate, push it in, and he just saw liquid squirting out this side. He went through his tricep and it was squirting out on the side. When you do intramusculars like this, you've got to push in, aspirate, make sure you're not in a vein. Sometimes you can put it in there, and then there's been a time when once I didn't, I got lazy towards the end and pushed in, didn't aspirate, and I had trenbolone and tren cough. People in bodybuilding will understand what tren cough is, but you get this sensation through your lungs where you have to cough because you've gone straight into a vein. It's gone straight into your blood system, and it's not nice. It's a really horrible feeling. So there's one thing you can think of. Other thing is if your gear is not pure and you've got a lot of benzyl in it, a lot of alcohol or a lot of seed oils or whatever they use 100 different things, you can get welts like this on your arse cheeks. It's horrible. You can get infections. You can get all sorts of things. So intramuscular is the most popular way of doing it. You can use tablets. There's drop forms for all your buterols and all that, so it comes in liquid. It's all sorts. So usually oral, intramuscular are probably pretty much the most common. Now oral obviously loads your liver a lot more. Also, so does intramuscular injections still does load your liver because all your hormones have to go through your liver. So you're putting your body under a lot of stress. That's part 3, 2, whatever. Next one we'll talk about. Let's go. Let's go. All right. 3 or 4, I think it's 4. Side effects. Now, this one is not always unique to, it is unique to everyone. So most people have, it'd be similar side effects. Some people don't have any side effects at all, depending on doses, all sorts of things. Side effect is growth. You will see growth. Definitely see growth. Your feeling of, depending on your age, if you take it young, you probably won't notice this, but as you get older, you will. Feeling of pursuit, your feeling of, that feeling of real, men know this feeling of testosterone, you sort of feel, it's almost like a grandiosity, you feel really good, like you sort of feel a bit boss, bit king status. It's not arrogance, it's different, it's not overconfidence, it's actually an internal feeling of that energy and strength. It's a hormone. Testosterone is a very strong hormone. Things like Deca, for me, Deca was, I get quite fluffy, it's very water retentive, and you get Deca dick. Now, this is the thing. Some people don't get it. I did. I remember taking it and having, being high on testosterone, having a quite high sex drive. Just like knock, knock on the door, no one's home. This was working. The whole rest was working. That wasn't. And that was a real side effect. And the second I got that side effect, see you later. Insulin, really scary. Really, really scary. I've done it a very short amount of time. I would never, ever recommend it to anyone. Leave it for people who actually need it. Very scary scenario of I took my injection and forgot I didn't have any carbohydrates on me, and I was on the way home in the car. And I just got home in time as I was starting to go hypo. I was going down. I got to the kitchen and I just ate sugar out of a bag. And I was very lucky. I was very lucky, man. And again, same thing. Any side effects like that? Next, gone. Trenbolone. Side effect of Trenbolone for me, which is odd, was just strength. I mean, it's not a side effect, that's just what it is. The sheer strength you get. Now, when you're on a diet and you're cutting down on a diet and you're calorie deficient, you tend to come across strength. You'll lose your strength a lot. You will lose strength. You also lose a bit of drive mentally because you are dieting down. But things like Trenbolone, for me personally, wow. You'd be able to push any weight, if not more than you would in the off season. But my side effects for that were hair growth, like a lot of, not acne, pimples, sort of a lot of oil production. A lot of oil production. I remember getting out of bed at night and my sheets being bright orange. Now, Trenbolone, when you buy it in a bottle, typically it's orange colour. It's quite an intimidating looking colour. Comes out like that for some reason. I don't know why, but anyway, it was. I'd sweat like a steel, like a rusty colour. Horrible, disgusting, and sweat. And that's another one. Sweat. Your body's just so hot. That's Trenbolone. All your other ones like your anadrols and clenbuterol. Clenbuterol, same thing. Heart rate comes up, sweaty, clammy all the time, quite sort of peaked out. Everything's got a side effect. The pimples and the overproduction of oils in your body, that's pretty common across the board with most testosterone, just basic stuff. Atrophy of your testicles is definitely a thing. I think that's the first thing most people talk about is, oh, you're going to have small balls because you're on steroids, or small penis. Doesn't do anything to your penis. But definitely your testicles can atrophize for sure. And that breaks that link. that breaks that link between the brain and the testicles, and you're putting a synthetic hormone into your body that will stop your production of your own because you have an overproduction. Your body picks up as testosterone is this high, so it stops the natural mechanisms. Hence why the next side effect, infertility, comes along with it, because you shut down systems for a certain amount of time and don't do, and a lot of people say, you do your cycling out and do all your stuff with your right, all your right compounds to be able to come off a cycle to balance yourself back out. It's never guaranteed. It's never guaranteed. You're playing with your physiological body and your hormone production. So things can go wrong, and they do go wrong. So for me personally, my sperm count went to pretty much nothing, classified as infertile, and haven't really got it back since. And the last time I took steroids was 2014, 13. Long time ago, 10 years ago, and still dealing with the side effects now. Now, I love what I do now. It's amazing. I love it. And I'll talk about that in the next part. Let's go. So, what do I do now? So, this is not a preach. Like, I know sometimes people might think that I'm preaching and with certain things, and I've never, and I hand on heart mean this, I've never experienced the feeling of being healthy and having my hormones in a correct way, at correct levels. So when I say that, I mean, this is going on to the next part of this is, what do I use now? I'm on natural herbs now. I have been on natural herbs now for 6 months. And I've seen humongous changes in my body, in my mental health, in my everything, in my sex drive, in my pursuit, in my emotional regulation. Everything has changed just from natural herbs. Now, I know people out there, and I was one of these people, were very woo-woo, natural herbs, this, natural herbs, that. Yes, my wife's a naturopath. Yes, I know all this stuff. But if you get to know me and you watch this channel, I do not talk shit. And I don't sell sales. I'm not pushing anything. But what I do is I make sure that I will give any information that I know about health and men's health to anyone, and I will not do anything to sell anything and sell any products or anything to you guys. I'm a truth talker, and that's all you're going to get from me. Since doing testosterone testosterone stimulating herbs, I've gone from, and I'll see if I can get paperwork for this, but I'll prove it to you guys, from like 100 and I think it was 180 millimoles to nearly 400, just by natural herbs over 6 months. Now that's getting my inflammation markers down through my hemochromatosis, but also stimulating the right stuff and stimulating my natural sources, getting those signals working again. I don't know if it's helping with my fertility per se. I'll have to do another test to find out. But my androgen hormones, wow. And I've noticed the difference in the gym. Just in the gym, like and my fat displacement's changed. So it's starting to come off my stomach a bit more. And I'm actually getting symptoms and side effects very similar to taking steroids, but they're much more mild and they're much more, they feel more natural. That pursuit and that sex drive and that confidence is coming back. And the doses I'm taking aren't high doses. I think it just comes across to actually paying attention to things I've got to pay attention to, looking after myself before I get more comorbidities and other issues. there's a bit of a step of roughly how it works. We went through availability, we went through side effects, compound side effects, what it does to you physiologically. And all I can say is that I'm just informing you of ways that things happen. This video is not encouraging any sort of use at all. If not, it's probably repelling. But it's getting education out there to how it works. And it's not pretty. It's really not that pretty. And being big is lovely, but it does come with its own things. So, you know, that decision's up to you. That autonomy is there for you to make that decision. I'll support you guys 100%. And any questions at all you want to ask, put them in the comments below, and I will endeavour to get them seen and attended to ASAP, myself doing it. I don't do anyone else to. I don't know how supposedly people pay people to answer questions, but anyway, I love this more than anything. I love communicating with you guys. So any questions about anything, anything, I'm here to support you guys. And I love this sort of stuff, and I'm loving back in the gym, and I haven't done any gym stuff because I don't feel like, I'm just having a bit of a test. So if you guys like the gym stuff, let me know, because it is encouraging to know whether I actually want to do what you guys like, because I enjoy the whole thing, so it's easy for me. So like and subscribe is a really good one. It's a good way to help me out, and it also helps you guys out because you'll get, you know, my videos straight up if you're enjoying them, and I think you guys are enjoying them because I'm enjoying them so much. I love you guys so much, and I really appreciate and value your time that you guys click on and watch my videos. And always remember that I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm here to help you. I'm just like a friend on YouTube who will answer any question for you. And I'll be there for you in your hard times, and I'll be there for you in your good times. Much love, baby. Have a great day.